Can the US economy enter into a recession? Well, UBS says the chances are 93%. So there is a 93% chance that the US will enter into recession. Come, let's find out why. So whatever we are going to tell you in this video is backed with research. If you need this research, if you need to understand the sources, do DM us and we'll send you the sources for this research for this video. Hello, welcome back to another episode. I'm Janta. So, all of you would be hearing about the Trump's tariffs. So, in this video, we will learn why these tariffs will lead to or can lead to a possible recession in the US. What are the organizations saying about it? What are the Moody's and the UBS saying about it? And is a US recession imminent? So, in the US, Moody's and UBS and companies like organizations like Bank of America have come out with the report that there are fears of recession. Of course, Trump tariffs have a big role to play in it, but also there are certain other policies like the recent H-1B visa policy, the immigration policy of the US that can also hurt the US and drag it to a recession. So let's dig deeper into the UBS report first. What does UBS say about it? So UBS says it tracks hard data. What does this hard data includes? It includes personal income, consumption, industrial production, job data, right? So these are the hard data that UBS tracks when it has come out with this report. Now, all these factors which are part of the hard data turned negative back in February. Now, please note, this is not a collapse, but they are certainly not positive numbers. These are negative numbers coming out of the US. So the UBS has highlighted 3 red flags for this. Number 1, the cost of borrowing, where the short-term loan is more expensive or is more costly than a long-term loan in the US currently. That is a sign of an economy under stress. Number 2, credit is under pressure, where the chances of loan default increases exponentially. So that's again what is happening in the US. Number 3, the US economical data, which is very, very flat and very, very fragile at the moment. The data which is coming out of the US, this is according to the UBS, that this data is pretty fragile and it's pretty flattish at the moment. After looking at this data, after looking at this hard data and the 3 red flags that we just mentioned, UBS has put the chances of recession in the US at a staggering 93%. This is of course the view of UBS and that's the percentage that they're giving for the chances of recession in the US. UBS in this report also points out that they are worried about stagflation in the US. What is stagflation, you ask? Stagflation is when the growth in the economy is less and the prices rises. So it is basically the growth slowing down or the GDP growth rate slowing down and at the same time inflation rising, this happening simultaneously. So this is basically growth slowing down, where the GDP growth rate slows down for a country and at the same time the prices or the inflation rises. That's what's happening in the US and that's what the UBS is worried about. But why is this a worry for UBS in its report? Because if we think of it, what is growth ultimately? Growth is the income that everybody earns in a country, and if the prices rise, there will be less demand, which will further push the growth down. So this is a red flag according to UBS. Now, if we go into Moody's report, it's pretty much the same, where they are worried about employment, they are worried about this data coming in, and they have also pegged the chances of US recession being extremely high. Now, Bank of America has also come out with a similar report, and they've also pegged down the reasons for this, for the collapse of the US economy or US entering into a recession for 2 reasons. They've pegged it for 2 major reasons. One, the limits on immigration that the US government wants to put, which again, the recent H-1B visa incident happening where they have increased the fee for H1B visa for the first year at $1 lakh. That's part of the limitations that the government, the US government, wants to put in immigration. And the second reason, according to the Bank of America, is of course the Trump tariffs. So the signals are there, the signs are there, but please understand, this is the Trump's tariffs, the US policies are something which has not happened practically. So all of the information that we are providing you is all theoretical, right? Practically, economics work different than how it works theoretically. So it will be very interesting to see the coming few months and the coming few years how US turns up and how all of these policies, the US government policies, the US tariffs impact the US recession or the US economy. So do comment, like our videos and let us know how and on which topic you want us to make a next video on. Till then, this is adios from my end.